What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today we're going to be doing another comic book series review during the break for The Walking Dead, since we do have some time before we start getting some Walking Dead news for Season 8 and all that. Wanted to do another comic book series review that people have been asking me to review for a good, 4 or 5 months now, and that is for the kind of infamous, I want to call it, Invincible. Now, this is going to be a review for the first trade paperback of a Invincible. Now, this I actually got yesterday, and it's been in my collection since last night, and I did read the whole thing last night. It's not too long, the first trade. It actually only covers the first 4 issues, so that's not too bad. And I read basically all of it. So really, really happy to do this review. I'm sure you guys didn't see this coming because I didn't even show off this trade. Also going to have an Outcast first volume review coming up really soon, probably either tomorrow or the next day, so look out for that. But Invincible, and I'm actually going to go and pick up the second trade today because I'm really interested to check out the second one. Now, this is a really great, comic. When I first, found this, I was like, or when I first heard about it, this is Kirkman's second main series. This is going to have a interpretation in a movie series coming up, I think, in the next year or so. They're going to be making a movie of Invincible. And a kind of unfortunate thing, though, is that they are actually near the end of this comic. This will be finishing soon. And this has almost as many trade paperbacks as The Walking Dead. This has about a good 23 or 24 trades. The Walking Dead currently in single issue time is around halfway through volume, or a little over halfway through the 28th volume of The Walking Dead. So they're kind of close to where The Walking Dead is at. Really just love the cover right here. We'll start that. We'll start off with the cover. So we have Mark Grayson right here. Here's there's his name. Really, really awesome. I mean, it's such a good comic. We got his dad right here, which is really cool, who we find out he's actually from another planet, so that's very, from the Viltrumite planet, so that's really cool. We see some other characters here, so, there's, Mark Grayson's mother, and some other stuff like that. So, really, really cool. Love this cover art, and it really describes the first issue. Now, also, Ryan Ottley is actually the main artist for Invincible. Of course, Kirkman has a couple other comics. He has The Walking Dead, which he's mostly working on. He has Invincible, which is, hardcore. I haven't read the other volumes, but the first volume, I can already tell this series is going to be one of my favorite. It's actually already is, just after the first 4 issues worth in one trade. It's amazing. I have to say, there's there's Invincible, and then I have to say that Invincible is actually probably almost just as good as Walking Dead in terms of the first trade, at least. This is amazing. I am blown away with Invincible. A lot of people told me to review this. It's really awesome. I didn't really know what to expect. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. We're going to get into the review here in a minute. Then Outcast, he has Outcast as well, which I'm going to review, and also, if you want to check out, Ryan's TWD channel, he's reviewing Extremity and Redneck. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description for his review of Extremity, issue 3 or 2, I believe. I don't know if he's reviewed issue 3. It's one of my friends here on YouTube. So really, really, really cool. So anyway, let's get into this first trade now. So really just a sick comic book. I really enjoyed this read. This was a really awesome read, and so let's get into it. So we start off with a couple different things going on. So this kind of I like this because this is actually a scene from the end of the issue, but they show this at the very beginning of the issue. It's where he basically brings the big, huge human bomb that his, teacher is actually keeping people and turning them into human bombs. And he actually threw it, and of course it exploded. So really cool at the beginning, and then Invincible kind of falls in the snow right there. So really cool as well. And then we see kind of the present time. We see Invincible / Mark Grayson at the time. His mother says, "You're going to be late for school," and he's in the bathroom doing number 2 and reading a comic. So yeah, and then he's gonna be late for school. He's watching some TV, waiting for the bus, and yeah, really cool, really cool. So at first I was kind of thinking to myself, oh man, this is probably gonna be a comic. Like in the first couple pages, I was gonna be like, I don't know what I really think about this so far. But then this comic really gets good. So then we see him at school. He runs into this this kid named William, and he kind of seems a little insulting. I didn't really know what to think of him at first, but he has some pretty weird lines here. Then we see Mark Grayson has the kid, the mother, and the father kind of sitting down, telling, you know, just talking about their day and all that. So then we see, and I love the part where he tells his mom that he's finally starting to develop superpowers. And he's in high school at this point, which is amazing. Now, I really like this because he's actually starting to discover his superpowers, and she, as you know, she's thinking, oh, it's just some kid that thinks he's got superpowers, imaginary, that type of deal. And she's like, oh, cool, you know, pass the salad or something like that, she said. And then, you know, he goes outside and he's like, you know what, if I can't fly, I'm going to hit the ground pretty hard. But then he's like, oh, what the heck, and he can fly. So, really cool. And he's like, too cool. So, really cool. Yeah. So then we also see, you know, him. So, at this point, he knows how to fly, and he's beating up this dude here. And he's just getting himself into quite a bit of trouble, you know. And then his father actually runs into him, and he's kind of asking him what he's doing. His father's kind of finding out, you know what, he's starting to become like his, you know, like his dad, and that he could be a superhero when he grows up. That's very possible. But also at the time, he's in high school right here. We see him and his teacher's explaining like some homework and all that, I believe. And you know, it's kind of interesting because we see, you know, that he's in high school, but then he has a job at a burger place or whatever, with, you know, like fast food, you know, restaurant type thing. And then we see this kid in high school get bullied by this pretty bigger guy, looks like pretty older than Invincible here, Mark Grayson. And you know, he's like, just leave him alone. Then he's like, you know, he threatens Mark, and then you know, Mark Slash at this point is becoming invincible. Just totally, just, you know, hits him and puts him against the locker, and it's just awesome. But then we do see him get in trouble by the principal in here, and I love this page right here where he's like, "You're not invincible," you know. So really, really cool. He doesn't get in too much trouble, but you know, he's like, "Don't do it again." So then we see these random people robbing a bank. So that's something. And we see everybody with their hands up and all that. And then when they get outside with all the money from the bank, Invincible's got their car and is like, "Is this what you're looking for?" And he's like, I wouldn't try that, you know, because he's pointing a gun to Invincible, and he's like, "I wouldn't try that, I'm invincible." So, really cool. Then we see at the beginning of the next issue here, where his father is actually telling him that he's part of a other world, and he explains the Viltrumite planet. Here it is right here. It's like a bluish type of planet right here. And he explains just everything, and it's really interesting. And I do know, I have heard that volume 14, or I think 13, I forget which one. I think it's either 13, 14, or 15. Somewhere around that time, there's a big war called the Viltrumite War, and I heard about it. When I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. I've heard tons of people talk about that. So some of my friends read Invincible, so it's really, really cool. People I like to hang out with. So anyway, then I also have you know, some pretty cool panels to show you guys here. So you know, he's kind of thinking to himself, man, you know, my son could be invincible. You know, really, really cool. And then we see him, he's, you know, Mark's sleeping, and then he kind of just wakes up and decides to go flying, you know, so, in the middle of the night, so really cool. Then we see him run into this dude right here, who also has superpowers right here, and they kind of turn on each other. And Invincible kind of loses, you know, because he throws like this big, huge box on Invincible, so pretty crazy. Then we also see these other people kind of show up out of nowhere, and these guys are all superheroes. So then we see, you know, the main female here she's talking to Mark / Invincible, and she's kind of thinking, oh, you look familiar. So yeah, then she in this page right here, it's the next day, and they find out that they actually go to the same school. So really cool there. And they kind of, we kind of get the understanding that they kind of do like each other. So that's one thing. But you know, she's not willing to be in a relationship with him because she's with this other guy in high school. So we'll have to see how that goes, because I mean, I'll have to see how that goes, because I haven't read the other volumes. But I'm really hoping, and please nobody spoil it in the comments. But I'm really hoping that you know, he does end up with her. I'm gonna get the idea that I think he probably will eventually, but I feel like it could take a while. So so then they go in the back of like an alleyway. They get their suits on and they go and they basically start kind of becoming a team. So it's really cool. I really like this a lot. And yeah, then we get this basically one of Mark's you know, teacher's students is actually in a park, and he actually just suddenly explodes. So really crazy, and it's because he's actually turning his students into human bombs, some of them at least. So then we get the principal here is talking about how there's some people missing. So that's something as well, and we see some more dialogue between you know, Mark and you know, this girl, right? And then we also see him, of course, at his job, and he just quits immediately. So that's something as well. Then we see his dad, of course. He's kind of finding out about you know, his son, how he is kind of invincible. And I love this scene right here where they go flying, and they stop at like some kind of burger place or whatever. So that's cool. Then there's these really weird aliens that actually come to Earth. So man, Kirkman is just awesome. He does so many cool things in comics. But yeah, there's these aliens that attack, and you know, his father and Invincible kind of take care of him. But there's still some left that they don't know about. So really awesome action sequence there, and I know that Ryan Ottley takes over eventually, but I know that this is Cory Walker that did the first trade. I forget when Ryan Ottley takes over. I think it's pretty early on, like in the next couple trades or something. So then we see Invincible, and they go into a building, and they see that this other kid has become a human bomb. So that's yeah, they're kind of thinking to themselves, what the heck? And then his father gets taken to another planet, and I was like, what? He kind of just disappears, right? And you know, Invincible's not really sure what's going on, and his mother is kind of worried sick when he comes home. So really crazy stuff. So also, there's a really funny scene where they oh, stupid camera, where they're falling, where he's like basically falling asleep in you know, his teacher's class. So that's funny as well. And yeah, just man, awesome comic. We see some more human bombs, we see some other stuff, and at the very end we do see his father come back, and we see basically Invincible, his mother, and his father basically sit down and have some dinner and talk about their day. So that's the first issue. So really awesome comic book series. I think for people that love superheroes, this is probably the best comic out there, maybe aside from DC and all that kind of stuff. It's really amazing. So anyway, guys, I'll have my Volume 2 review probably in the next couple days. I'm going to be getting it today. So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys really soon. Write your comments below about the first trade, and I'll see you guys really soon. Peace.